The US Open just dropped its first mixed doubles entry list, and tennis fans are already arguing about it. A handful of last year's breakout stars are nowhere to be found, while a couple of unexpected newcomers grabbed wild cards nobody really saw coming. And this time around, it isn't only about pairing up strong singles players. There's a real husband and wife on the list, with Elina Svitolina and Gael Monfils choosing to compete side by side. So, where exactly did Jack Draper and Jessica Pegula disappear to? And who actually managed to lock in a spot? Let's go through the whole picture, starting with the direct entries, then the wild cards, then the qualifiers, and along the way we'll get into just how competitive this event has become. First, a quick reminder of how this whole selection process actually works, because it explains a lot of the drama surrounding this year's announcement. The mixed doubles field will ultimately hold 16 teams total. 6 of those spots go automatically to whichever teams post the strongest combined singles ranking once the entry window officially closes. 8 more spots are handed out through wildcards, decided entirely at the discretion of the USTA, and the final 2 spots are earned the hard way, through an 8-team qualifying draw that gets compressed into a single high-pressure day. With roughly 29 teams reportedly putting their names forward for this event, there simply isn't enough room in the draw for everyone, and that scarcity is exactly why so many recognizable, accomplished names are currently sitting on the outside looking in, at least for now. Let's start with the names that are missing, because that's what everyone's talking about. Jack Draper and Jessica Pegula made a deep run to the semifinals last year, but neither one shows up on this opening list. Draper's case is the more complicated one. His ranking has slipped a long way after a season disrupted by injury, and that drop means he didn't qualify for an automatic spot this time. There's still a chance he gets a singles wild card, but Draper himself has said he isn't counting on it. If that's how things play out, he may end up grinding through singles qualifying during Fan Week instead of teaming up for mixed doubles again. Pegula isn't the only big name absent, either. Venus Williams and Alexander Bublik are missing too. So, are Karolina Muchova and Jakub Bencic, Naomi Osaka and Kei Nishikori, and the newly married pairing of Katie Boulter and Alex de Minaur. Even a player as high-profile as Ben Shelton is still technically unattached, and depending on who he ends up partnering with, he could either walk straight into an automatic spot or find himself hoping for a wild card just like everyone else. But here's the thing to remember. This is only the opening list. 3 wild cards are still up for grabs, and 2 more main draw spots will be decided through qualifying, so a few of these players could still make their way back in before the deadline closes. If you like following these US Open entry updates, go ahead and hit subscribe, because we'll keep tracking every change as the tournament gets closer. Now, let's get into who's actually locked into the main draw through direct acceptance. At the top of the list is a genuinely huge pairing, Aryna Sabalenka and Novak Djokovic. Their combined ranking was more than enough to secure an automatic spot, and honestly, this might be the most talked about team in the whole field. Sabalenka brings raw power from the baseline, and Djokovic needs no introduction at all. Right behind them are Elena Rybakina and Taylor Fritz, pairing up 2 of the biggest servers in the game today. Then there's Diana Shnaider and Daniil Medvedev, another team with serious firepower on both sides of the net. IGA Swiatek is teaming up with Casper Ruud, bringing together one of women's tennis's top stars with a player known for his clay court pedigree and steady experience. Belinda Bencic and Flavio Cobolli round out another strong combination, followed by Amanda Anisimova and Lerner Tien. That's 6 teams in through direct acceptance so far. But 2 more main draw spots are still reserved for whoever comes through qualifying, so this list isn't finished yet, and the combined rankings could still shift before entries officially close. If you're enjoying this breakdown, take a second to hit that subscribe button. These entry lists shift fast, and we'll be covering every surprise and last-minute addition as they happen. Now for the wild cards, and this is where the list gets really interesting. Reigning champions Sarah Errani and Andrea Vavassori picked up a wild card, which honestly makes total sense given they already know exactly what it takes to win this event. Then came a genuine surprise. Alexandra Eala paired with Felix Auger-Aliassime. Eala has been turning heads all season as one of the sport's most exciting rising talents, and this wild card puts her on court with a proven Grand Slam-level player. Next up, Leylah Fernandez and Frances Tiafoe. Fernandez already has a U.S. Open final on her resume, and Tiafoe is one of the most popular players in New York, so this pairing is going to draw a crowd. Interestingly, Tiafoe had originally planned to partner with Hailey Baptiste, but once she picked up an injury earlier in the season, he needed a new partner, and Fernandez, ranked just outside the top 30, jumped at the opportunity. Townsend and Alexander Zverev also landed a wild card, blending Townsend's doubles expertise with Zverev's elite singles game. And then there's the pairing everyone's been buzzing about, Elina Svitolina and Gael Monfils. Yes, the married couple is actually playing together. That's the kind of storyline mixed doubles thrives on, watching two people who are partners in real life compete as partners on the court on one of the biggest stages in the sport. That makes 5 wild card teams confirmed, but 3 more spots are still open. So there's still room for another headline-grabbing addition. Could one of the missing stars sneak back in? Could there be another surprise name? Could Serena Williams show up? Nothing's been confirmed yet, so we'll just have to wait and see how the USTA fills out the rest of the field. Finally, let's look at who's fighting through qualifying. Leading that group are doubles world number 1 Katerina Siniakova and Henry Patton. Behind them, Gabriela Dabrowski and Harry Heliovara. Then Luisa Stefani and Neil Skupski, Alexandra Krunic and Matapovic, Yelena Ostapenko and Marcelo Arevalo, and Aaron Routliffe and Lloyd Glasspool. These 6 teams are all competing for just 2 remaining spots in the main draw, and 2 more wild cards will still be added to fill out that 8-team qualifying field. Since qualifying only runs for a single day, there's almost no margin for error, and one bad match can end a run before it even really starts. This whole mixed doubles event has quickly become one of the more unpredictable storylines heading into the tournament, precisely because the format rewards both ranking and popularity, which almost never line up perfectly. That's exactly why a heavily ranked pair can miss out entirely while a lower-ranked but crowd-favorite duo walks in on a wild card instead. So that's where things stand right now. Jack Draper and Jessica Pegula, both semifinalists a year ago, didn't make the initial cut. Venus Williams, Naomi Osaka, Katie Boulter, and several other well-known names are missing too, at least for the moment. Meanwhile, Alexandra Eala and Leylah Fernandez both picked up wild cards, and Elina Svitolina and Gael Monfils are bringing a real-life love story into the mix at Flushing Meadows. And with 3 wild cards and 2 qualifying spots still to be decided, this list is far from finished, so stick around, because the next update could bring the biggest surprise yet.